James Freeman. I'm chairman and founder of the Friends of King Alfred Buses. We have been preserving King Alfred buses since 1985, but in fact I bought this bus behind us in 1981, so we've had that for 40 years. And we exist to preserve the memory of the bus company that ran in Winchester, King Alfred Motor Services, whose buses started and finished in Winchester Broadway next to King Alfred's statue. There he is. And they did that from 1915 till 1973. So they've been gone for nearly 50 years. And our group is dedicated to finding and restoring every single King Alfred bus left. And we've got them all. As far as we know, there aren't any others anywhere else. And so what we try and do is put them into good order and then run them. So each year we have an event when people can come to Winchester and ride over their old routes on the King Alfred buses. This is our 1931 Dennis 30 hundredweight. King Alfred had 6 of these, so this is Dennis 6 in the King Alfred sort of fleet number system. It's quite an old design. It's an 18-seater. The body was built by Shorts of Rochester in Kent. Really owes more to the late 1920s than to 1931. Right, let's go then. So one of the features of this vehicle is when we bought it, it didn't have a self-starter, and the only way to start it was to turn the engine. Well, as you can see, that's really hard work, so we've had a self-starter fitted. Makes a lot of difference. It's an absolute mainstay of our fleet. People love riding on it. It's fun to drive, and it's quite hard to drive actually. So let's have a look, shall we, at what we've got. The thing that immediately strikes the driver is the position of the throttle pedal. Now normally that would be on the right hand side in a conventional vehicle, but in this, following the 1930s strategy, here is the throttle in the middle. So that's very peculiar. And to its right is the brake pedal. It's actually a beautiful little bus. It ran in the Winchester area for King Alfred until after the war as a one-man bus, only 18 seats, so a driver could collect the fares as well as drive it. And then when it was put aside, it went to a school, not just any school, but the school where young Robert Chisnell, he was the grandson of the founder, was at school, and it became the school minibus down in Titchfield near Fareham in South Hampshire. From there it went into obscurity, but eventually it was rescued and brought back to life by Sparshats, who were bodybuilders based in the Portsmouth area. After they'd finished with it, it was sold to Vernon's Pools up in the Merseyside area, and from there eventually it came into our hands. That's the bell. So
passenger bell.
yes, so if you look back up the bus, you'll see there's a rope leading up thing. So if you want to pull the bell, you want to ring the bell, you just pull the string and effectively it does this. Absolutely. That's top gear, and we're doing about 18 miles an hour, but this bus will go 30 35 even, with the wind behind it. With a fair turn of speed once you get confidence with it. We got a speedometer, and here we have a charging measure, and we have added left and right indication. Wouldn't have had that otherwise. Along the side here we have a light for the step behind where you are now, and the interior lights, which are not, main switch is not on, so nothing happening there, and the wiper. Which have got a wonderful klaxon which makes a noise that makes everyone jump. And nowadays we have to have something to warn people if we're stopped somewhere. I forgot where the gear lever was, which of course is on the right. And this is the clutch in the conventional place on the left. And the clutch of course helps us to use the gearbox. If I move my leg slightly, you can see the gearbox, the gear lever is it's a very nice movement. Slide in, there's one sliding into third there. Very nice to use, but takes no prisoners. So you need to know what you're doing with this. It's a crash box, and it's quite an art.
How much is 40 shillings in today's money?
£2. So no spitting fees. A lot of people used to spit a lot more than they do now, yes, in public. The driver has a side window mirror there and another one on the left hand side, which do provide a view of what's happening, but it's very small. It also has two levers, one either side. One is advanced retard and the other is the fuel system. So you can increase the amount of petrol going into the engine, and I won't move these now because I don't want to adjust them unduly, but nonetheless that helps in the way the vehicle is driven, as it slows down the engine revs, or the opposite way around. So the steering wheel and the driver's seat aren't quite next to each other. And there's room for somebody to sit beside you here. Not that you would be wanting that. It's a very characterful little vehicle, and it's always the most popular bus that we operate. And it's celebrating its 90th birthday this year.
We heard that Dennis is going to celebrate its 90th birthday. Are there any special events planned?
Yes, yeah, absolutely. And in fact, 11th and the 12th of September, so the whole weekend is a jamboree for us. So on the 11th, we have a pop-up exhibition in Winchester's Cattle Market, which is just off Andover Road. And there we have a big space where we can lay out our buses for display, and people can look around them and get on them and feel for them and smell them and do all the things you want to do with them. And in fact, we're also doing a bit of a display of double-deck, special type of 1960s double-deck buses using a King Alfred bus, but also 3 other low-floor double-deck buses, all slightly different versions of the same idea. The idea on that day is that people can come and look and have a bit of a look around, but on the following day, on the Sunday, we have our traditional running day. So from Winchester Broadway, we have all our buses out, operating in service on their old routes across the city, providing free rides. And that's a wonderful opportunity to come out and ride round and get a sense of what it might have been like in Winchester riding on buses in the 1950s and 60s. So that's on the 11th and 12th, Saturday and Sunday, September 2021. A good conductor would issue tickets really quickly. There you are. And of course would be required to do the mental arithmetic to make them work. So if somebody said, I want 3 adults, 2 children and a dog,